We're in Easthampton, Massachusetts, and I'm going to talk about all the cemeteries that you find in town. There's 5 cemeteries. 2 are Catholic and 3 are Protestant. And I'm going to tell you why they were made and somewhat where they are. But we're actually located in the St. Bridget Cemetery right now, which is a cemetery associated with the Immaculate Conception Church. And it was actually made probably in late 1870s. And it's beautiful. There's a couple of priest circles. It's right along the edge of the mill pond. It's also along the edge of worker housing. And that's what you expect out of a Catholic cemetery, because they came for the mill jobs, and the Protestant came for more the work on the farms. And so in St. Bridget's, you have some very old settlers, the Irish first, and then the French Canadians, and then the Polish. And only the Polish had their own cemetery after that. Since 1923, they have St. Stanislaus Cemetery in town, and thus there's no modern Polish burials. The old Polish are in this cemetery. And what about the Protestants? The Protestants have 3 cemeteries. The modern one is Brookside Cemetery since 1874. It's a garden-style cemetery. With curves, and there's no straight line with the gravestones like this cemetery is a lawn cemetery. But Brookside is the last, by far, of the 3 Protestant ones, right? The 2 major Protestant ones are the East Street Cemetery, very small, but considered to be the pioneer. Samuel James is right outside that cemetery. Now, the one that is considered a real town cemetery is the Main Street Cemetery, and there you see the Williston family is there, the father and the son Samuel Williston, who started Williston Academy. And also when you look through there, you find a moved cemetery. It used to be an old center cemetery in Easthampton, moved, started about 1750, moved about the 1820s, 30s to the back of the Main Street Cemetery. So what we're going to do now is we're going to point out some very general things about most cemeteries in Easthampton by using this as an example. Now this one might stress the Catholics, but all cemeteries in Easthampton have a center where they point out the most important features and the most important people. And there's 2 priest circles. There's one in front of you near the Virgin Mary over there. Now we're going to slide over slightly, and you start to see the mills in the distance. All right, and so Easthampton is definitely a mill town. It's not as big as Holyoke, but it's much bigger in the place of other mill towns like Palmer or Ware would have been. Now in the back here, you have a priest circle, which is incredible because you get to see the Polish priest and the Irish priest there. And when we have a tour here this year, 2024, I'll explain that beautiful center. But a lot of the pioneers of the Irish are around on this main drag right here. And most cemeteries in Easthampton are set up that way, so you can see the pioneers usually on the main drag and mostly towards the front. And our last slide around, what I'll explain, is behind is mill worker homes in Easthampton. It is very famous for that. Many places are left. Everett Street is left. Pleasant Street is left. Also, of course, New City is left, the biggest of all. But also near the other reservoirs, there is mill worker homes. You don't know that as well because it's not distinctive and set out, but they still exist. And so you think of cemeteries, you think a lot of mill workers are buried here, but a lot of the pioneers are buried here too. So we're going to do one more spin around. Thank you very much.